Welcome to the channel. This is your boy Coach Charles on the Soccer Benchmark. Now, on today's edition, if you are Eric Ten Hag, where will you run to? Whom will you run to? Because the ex-players of Manchester United are all out there looking for his head. Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, Patrice Evra, even his former assistant coach, Benni MaCarthy, is staring into Ten Hag, saying everything that Ten Hag is not doing right. So we are wondering, what will Ten Hag do? Because believe me or not, Manchester United is one of those big clubs in the world, the biggest, with the biggest fan base in the world. And this is a position that the manager also must have big personality. And Ten Hag has come out as someone who is not scared about what people are talking about. However, results are not on his side. He's been trailing most of the big teams in the Premier League. When he went to Porto, he had a chance of winning. Then he lost that game because of some very funny changes, some tactical decisions on his side. Then when he went to Villa, he managed to play a very interesting game, whereby United were compact, United were solid, there was communication, there was team play. So you're wondering, who is this coach who cannot be consistent or give results on a consistent basis? And that is why today's discussion is centered around the various criticism that Eric Ten Hag is going through. And who are these criticizing him? Because you'll not believe it. Who is who in the soccer media industry, and former players, and even his assistant. Now, there is the secret manager that everyone is talking about. He's big. He's won big cups. He's won the World Cup. He's available. Because Thomas Tuchel was rumored to be the candidate that will replace Eric Ten Hag, but apparently the English national team has decided to snap him up. A German managing the English national team. This is gonna be an interesting soap opera. Watch the space, and then we shall discuss on the implications. If at all this big manager we are talking about gets to have this job, what will change? What are his philosophies? What will he do differently that Eric Ten Hag is not doing? So that is what we are going to delve into today. Now, Benni MaCarthy has always been supportive of Eric Ten Hag in public, because we've never heard of him say anything negative about the coach. That is even when he was at United for the 2 years that he was there. He's been supportive. He's been silent. He's been advising the coach. But lately he's come out saying very interesting truths, or I don't know how to call them. Because he basically says that player utilization at United has never been done right. Because there are games whereby a player like Anthony should not have started or should not have started. For example, whereby a player like Ahmad was completely ignored the entire season. That is the 2023-2024 season. Rashford at times was below par, way below par, but the coach insisted on playing him. These are situations whereby Benni MaCarthy does not agree with the coach, because he feels that players should be played on form, and Marcus Rashford and Anthony in the past season did not deserve a starting slot at United because they were below par. Their output in-game and in possession and out of possession, they are players that will give you those few sparks in moments, but they were not consistent in the 90 minutes. So he's come out clearly stating that the player utilization at Manchester United at times was never done well. And he had voiced this with the coach, and he disagreed with the coach, this, albeit in private. Then he also said that the players were not given tactical freedom, that players were not allowed to express themselves. They were not allowed to be themselves. Players were made to play rigid situations, rigid positioning, rigid structures. And that is why Manchester United was not able to do much, more so when it came to the goal scoring aspect of the team. So you can see a coach like Benni MaCarthy, who was part of Ten Hag's inner circle, saying this. It means that there is a problem at United. There's a big problem at United. He also says that the coach lacks passion. That is, he's always aloof. But United has had very interesting coaches back in the day. Jose Mourinho will basically create chaos out of nothing. But Ten Hag looks composed, quiet on the touchline. But that is not what most players are looking for. They're looking for someone who is aggressive, someone who is part of the play, movement, expressions, like Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. You'll see the involvement of the coach. So those are some of the criticism that Benni MaCarthy is laying on Eric Ten Hag's door squarely. Now, when Scholes and Roy Keane come out talking about the midfield issues that United are facing, you take a moment and listen. Because Scholes and Keane, in their criticism of Ten Hag, are talking about the midfield tactics. Why is there no cohesion within the midfield? It's like everyone is playing for themselves. The team is not united. If you look at the performance at Aston Villa, that was a very united midfield. And these two former United players are wondering, how come there is so much inconsistency? Most of when big matches arrive. Because the game at Liverpool, that was the wrong tactic. The midfield was overrun. The Spurs game, the same happened. But in small games, United are able to conjure some really interesting midfield moves. But when it comes to the big games where these midfielders with creativity like Bruno Fernandes, Christian Eriksen, Kobe Mainoo are supposed to show up, they never show up. Cristiano Ronaldo is asking, why is there poor communication at United? Because when he was at United, there was no clear-cut communication. The coach will not tell him when he's supposed to play and when he's not supposed to play. So you find that there was always a friction between these two. He asked the coach about the style of play. So Ten Hag basically did not manage the issue of Cristiano Ronaldo well. That is why he's still criticizing Ten Hag for his decision making and how he approached the games at United. Now, the big one, Manchester United is rumored to be nearing the signing of Zinedine Zidane to replace Eric Ten Hag. Will you believe that? Because Zidane has done well during his stint at Madrid. He won 4 Champions Leagues. This guy has won leagues everywhere. He's a World Cup winner. He's one of the best players of all time. So United are looking at a way of solving their problems through managerial change, and Eric Ten Hag is worried about this. And the reason why he has to be worried is because his performance as a coach has been dismal. So the games that are coming, the Brentford game and the one at Fenerbahce away in midweek, those are deciders. In fact, if Eric Ten Hag does not get 6 points out of those games, a win at home to Brentford and away at Fenerbahce, then he's basically gone. And Zidane is already knocking on the door. And United fans should be excited because this is a coach that is progressive. He commands respect from players. Because he's a World Cup winner, he's a Champions League winner, and he's managed in Madrid, one of the biggest clubs in the world, with over 14 Champions League trophies. So you can see the excitement that this news is generating, and we are all excited because imagine Zinedine Zidane at Old Trafford, one big club and one big personality in a manager. That will be very good news for the United fans. So what we expect once Zidane is confirmed is a playing style will change basically. United will go back to the United way, the attack-minded way of playing, where players are given room to express themselves. Defenders are allowed to make those big tackles, open up, play, move, runs, and talent will be nurtured. Players like Rashford, I think, will benefit so much from Zinedine Zidane. Even Hojland, Garnacho, Ahmad, Bruno will love playing against Zinedine Zidane. So if this is the change that INEOS is cooking, then United's future is in the right direction. Thank you for watching. This is your boy Coach Charles. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, We are building this thing brick by brick, day by day. Click on the subscribe button, give me a like, share widely, and give me a comment where you agree and disagree. And let's keep playing football the United way.